Dr. Joanna, and today I want to talk to you about making the leap. You see, I started my working life as a medical professional. I was a doctor working in a country hospital in Tasmania, in Australia, and it wasn't that I hated my job, but I just didn't love it. I looked down the trajectory of my life and I could see myself becoming a relatively successful doctor who was relatively wealthy and relatively happy with 2 relatively good kids and a relatively good husband. I could see my life becoming just fine. And something about a just fine life terrified me. And I tell you what, it was when a very incredible woman came into my care in the hospital. She was a pixie-like Irish woman. You know those Irish people they're just like little pixies. They're really quite special. And she came onto the ward and I developed a really close relationship with her. After a couple of weeks on the ward, she passed away. And when she did, it caused me to reflect on my life and what was going on for me. Because she wasn't that much older than me. It could have been me that day that passed away. And, you know, we were so alike in so many ways. As I reflected at my life, I knew some things had to change because I asked myself the question, if that was me, if I had 6 months to live, would I be doing right now what I'm doing? And at that time in my life, as a doctor, relatively happy as I was, the answer was a resounding no. Things had to change because I was not happy with my life being just fine. Fine wasn't good enough for me. But changing my life meant giving up security. It meant giving up certainty. It meant giving up a life of always finishing things that I started. You see, I was one of those people who, despite not really loving medicine as I was studying it and starting to practice it, I had this inbuilt need to have to finish things that I started. I don't know if you can relate to that. But that's how it was for me. If I started something, I had to see it through. So for me, putting an abrupt end to a career in medicine where I was very successful. I was a very good doctor. The nurses enjoyed my company and the patients enjoyed my contribution to their lives. Not just that, at medical school I won a lot of prizes. I did very well. So it seemed almost counterintuitive and counterlogical that I would choose to leave the medical profession and go out and pursue my passion, which was the performing arts. In fact, it seemed to fly in the face of everything that seemed to make sense. You see, this is the thing in life. Our logic mind can hold us stuck in something which seems to be the right thing. However, in the quiet moments, when you slow things down and you really reflect on what it is that's vital to you, what is it that makes your heart sing, what it is that lights you up from the inside, when you really listen to that quiet voice, sometimes what it's telling you to do defies logic. Now, I've got to say, that day when I decided to leave my certain and secure future as a doctor and to go and pursue a career in the performing arts, the day I decided to do that, I had no idea whether I was making the right decision. In fact, all of the major decisions of my life, I've never been really sure whether they've been right or wrong. But what I have known is that I have to make a choice, that I have to make a change. And it's that necessity, that kind of feeling from inside that I have to change something that has meant that time after time after time, I've ended up landing on my feet in a new career, in something that really makes my heart sing and that really resonates and inspires the people around me. So listen to that little voice inside because it's saying something to you right now. It might not be comfortable what it's asking you to do, but it sure as heck is something that's going to make your life so much more fulfilling and so much more of a gift to the people around you. Listen.